Shit, we started. Hi everyone. Hi. What's going on? Welcome to Bros at Ringside. Um, yeah, we have like a week's worth of things to talk about.
A lot.
A
More
Yeah,
than a week.
breaking neck week.
Ooh.
Too soon?
I just saw it today. I just watched SmackDown earlier today, and I was shocked.
Was anyone at fault for that? I just want to know.
Yes.
No, no.
No? You don't
You.
think so?
The thing is that we'll talk about it, but it's wrestling. Things happen, but we'll talk about it when we talk about SmackDown.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
mean, we can talk about it now since we're
Oh,
talking about it.
yeah, let's talk
It
about it
happened
now.
last night. Well, I tell you what. Let's end on Revolution because that was a you know
Yeah, let's
something.
Revolution.
So yesterday on SmackDown, nice opening, with Brock Lesnar running in there, trying to get Roman Reigns and stuff like that. But even before we even talk about that, like Roman Reigns showed that at MSG was last week and pretty much destroyed Brock Lesnar with the Usos, obviously. And did you go to that show?
I did not. I saw the
I'm
clip.
surprised.
You know what it is? I should have went, but I. And I'm just going to be real for a minute. This
All right.
WrestleMania season hasn't gotten me hyped.
Mm.
And normally I will go to a WrestleMania. I'm excited to go to a WrestleMania. This year will be the first year in a couple of years that I'm not going to a WrestleMania.
You've been going to what, 6 WrestleManias, I believe, or
Mhm.
8?
Yeah, and this is the first WrestleMania where I decided not to go. I get it that we're having Roman versus Brock and it's going to be the biggest match of all time, but nothing has been hyping me up for go to WrestleMania. We also have matches that don't make sense. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. We have
Celebrity match.
huh?
No, it's not.
And we have
Celebrity
Pat
match is
McAfee
cool.
versus Austin Theory.
That makes no sense.
That makes totally no sense.
And then we have a bunch of makeshift teams being made. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Naomi and Sasha. I understand Naomi and Sasha was on T-Bad, but
Shayna Baszler and fucking Natty.
Natalia. It's literally you
Well, here's my thing though. With those teams, they make sense.
okay.
They make
But-
sense.
Hmm.
Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, they have like a similar image. One is more bubbly, the other one is more dark.
They're
But
both gothic.
it's good to feed that light with the dark. Then you
Yeah.
have Shayna and Natalia together. They're both submission artists, so you
Mhm.
put them together. You know what I'm saying? Then of course, like you said, you have Naomi and Sasha. They were part of Team Bad, so they have that chemistry already. So
They
that would make sense. And they're both black women, so of course they're gonna throw them on the same team.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they're doing it close to WrestleMania. They should have built it for months now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the whole
They write stuff
Shotzi thing
poorly.
kind of drowned out too, right? 'Cause I remember there was a thing with her, like Sasha and Shotzi, right? And Shotzi can go. Yo, what's up? Sorry, I just want to go chat real quick. Yo, what's up, Mr. Z? Hey, Clinton E. Hey, Clinton.
Plenty. That's what they call me. Hey, Cliffy.
Hey, what's up? So yeah, I mean, it's
It's just
tough.
this is a WrestleMania that honestly I'm not looking forward to.
It's not stupendous, as they like to put it. It's more stupid than anything. Stupendous. Like, so now they're taking like Pat McAfee things and what he says and making it fucking like a WrestleMania. Like, what the fuck is that? Do y'all running out of fucking ideas? You call it stupendous because Pat McAfee is being commentated saying stupendous all the time for certain matches. So now you make him WrestleMania out of it? Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Pat McAfee is stupid. I'm saying what he says is genuine, right?
Mhm.
Him commentating is genuine. And it's a breath of fresh air. So you take that breath of fresh air and just run it into the fucking ground like that. Like what the most stupendous WrestleMania? No, it's not.
Well, that's what they're marking it as. It's not him that's saying that. He's told to say this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but he says stupendous anyway. But he's been saying stupendous for a minute. Even in NXT, he was saying that shit.
I mean, that's probably his word then. You know,
That's
what I'm
his
saying?
shit.
Just like
But
Michael
my
Cole.
thing is just that why make a WrestleMania over that word? Like that's the thing. It's like
Why are we still having 2-night WrestleManias?
Thank you.
You know, that
I
should have been
went to
last year's. Should
it's
have been the
stupid.
last one.
I
Last year should
went
have been the last one.
I went to WrestleMania last year and did the 2-night thing. Did I like it? It has its pros and cons. The pro is that you only there for 2.5, 3 hours, and then you go for the next night. The con is that you have to be there for 2 nights. But I would rather have that. But then I understand that you have to get everybody into WrestleMania, and
Mhm.
also because we want to have two main events. But last year it made sense to have two main events because you had Sasha and Bianca main eventing the first night, and then you had Roman, Daniel Bryan, and Edge main eventing the second night. But the thing about it this year is that they're marketing only Roman and Brock as
Brock.
the main event.
That
They
the
promote
problem is the buildup from last year was just so much better. And I'm talking about from every angle, right? Every angle was the buildup was so much like Ronda and Charlotte buildup is kind of blah. Still gonna be good, I believe, but it's kind of blah, right? And they tried to recreate that whole scenario where like last night on SmackDown, where them fighting in the back and Ronda got kicked in the face when they both got arrested. That was a great moment, by the way. Don't try to recreate that. Just leave it the way it is. Like what happened last year? Well, it's been not last year. It was what 2 years ago now.
2019.
Yeah, that whole moment with Ronda and Charlotte and them getting arrested and they fighting and Ronda kicks the fucking window out and then she's like talking her shit. She's talking her shit and then Charlotte just comes and just bow kicks her in the fucking face. I was like, God, that was a good moment. They're just trying to recreate that moment like last night. And I was like, don't ruin it. Like create new moments. Create new ones. Like you don't have to recreate something. Because I saw that whole thing in the back where they find. I was like, okay, what's the danger in this? There isn't any. They're not getting arrested this time. I was like, she suplexed her and then like camel clutched her. Like where? Like put in a camel clutch because she couldn't put her in the figure eight. She couldn't put a figure eight in the car. Like I was like,
Was
that
that a
one hurt.
cam? Was
She
that a
could have did a
camouflage?
natural selection on the car. I think that would have been way better.
Yeah,
Like,
but
like if
she
she
wanted
did it
she
on the
wanted to
car, she
submit
hit her
her.
face on the car window. I thought, boom. I
She
think that
wanted
would
to
have been
submit
better
her.
off.
It's an entitlement. She wanted to submit her
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
that's
no.
Ronda's thing.
But natural select her on the car or on the car window, and then fucking just do that shit at the end.
I
I
mean, the suplex was impressive.
I think a
Yeah.
great way to make this even better is just market it as a submission match. If you want them to say, okay,
Yes.
Ronda's going to tap her out and then Charlotte's going to tap her out, make it a submission match. Don't take the pinfalls out of it. Just
Yes.
make them submit.
Mitt,
And I think
yes.
that's what they need to do. And hopefully within the next few weeks, they make it a submission match.
I forgot we're still in March. I thought that WrestleMania is happening next week.
3 more weeks until WrestleMania.
They
And
need to just. You're right though. You know what, Charlotte Bear, like you for real, like they just need to make it a submission match. We haven't had a submission match in a minute.
I think she should do that. If she came out and she's like, you know what, I want this to be a submission match.
mhm,
That
Mhm.
would make the title match more enticing.
yes.
We haven't had a submission match since 20.
I think we're
Shit, I want to say 2017. Probably
for
20.
WrestleMania or for just in general.
Just a general. I want to say 2017, but I think it was 2016. And I think it was Daniel Bryan. No, because he was injured.
The last submission match I can recollected my mind
Remember.
was in 2016 when it was Charlotte versus Natalia at Extreme Rules.
There you go.
That was
Yeah.
when Luna Brooke debuted on the main roster and distracted Natalia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
Natalia versus Shayna Baszler, 2020.
Oh.
Had a submission match. Okay.
Okay. That was a submission match. Okay.
That was a submission match on the quietest Raw, one of the quietest Raws ever.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That was COVID Raw.
Oh yeah. Now they're a tag team.
Hmm.
Joy.
But yeah, it's just this WrestleMania is honestly, and the thing is that it's more obvious now that winner takes all. You know that Roman's going to take those titles.
They made it so obvious at they made it so obvious at MSG.
And this is what Vince loved. Vince is like loving this right now because he is basically the person to build up Roman Reigns. You saw this back in 2014, 2015 when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble and people didn't like that. So now they're seeing that Roman Reigns is becoming the person that people are loving. It's like the best gimmick of the year and people are loving it. Vince is loving it. So he's going to make Roman win the titles at WrestleMania. And this will be the second WrestleMania that Roman is going to be champion.
There's some really good shit. Yo, I swear to God, Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry just to say this, but Bray Wyatt when they made the fucking Vince Devil puppet, I was rolling. I was dying because that's the only thing I could think of now. Like him just saying, "This is some really good shit," and just because I'm pretty sure he says that dumbass. He says that shit.
Mhm.
Oh, this is some really good shit. Like he's a fucking porn. Some really good shit.
Almost positive he does that.
Yeah.
What do we think about them unifying the championships?
Trash.
We need we need one champion, and it's clear that Roman is that champion. No one has been able to beat him, so it makes sense for him to do that. Why would they split it up? It's better for that you have that one monster that just walks around both shows and just like I'm the shit.
But he doesn't walk
Come
both
face me.
shows because he
But they will
claims
do that now because he will have a unified. It's going to be called the Unified WWE Championship.
Mhm.
right. And I think that
And if Charlotte wins, they're gonna end up doing that with her too, guaranteed.
I don't know
Because they're
about
not
that.
just gonna unify that title and not unify the women's championship.
I don't know about that. I think they'll keep the women's because I think they'll keep the women's separate only because there's one not that many women fighting for it, and there's too many tag teams. First of all, they're making tag teams, but they're when you don't have the tag teams, you have plenty of women that can go for either title. They just don't give them the shot. It's almost the one title that doesn't really seem to matter is the women's tag team. In some regard, it's like, okay, you're making teams be put together. Okay, but you have these two titles that, not for nothing, some of these women can really go for, right? And really do good. They're just not giving them any fucking chances.
It's
Like,
still, so I feel like they're still experimenting with that title because they're experimenting um with teams. You know,
right,
they're
but
seeing what teams work and what teams don't because we've seen a
here's
lot of
how you
teams
make the
develop and
team
a lot of teams just dissipate over the past few months.
right, but here's how you make the teams work. How you get women tag teams. You bring back the women's revolution, right? And the build up for that, right? What was that before the where they were actually having introducing new wrestlers and all that stuff? I think that was what the Revolution before these are before they even went to NXT, right? That whole thing where they had the competition and competing and stuff like that. So you bring in wrestlers, right, who are tag teams or can be tag teams and start off there and start off with a basis and then maybe gradually get them into like NXT because NXT has tag team champions, right? Women tag team champions, right? So you start off with the Revolution, go into NXT, let them be find a way to become NXT champion, tag team champions, but you build off of that, and then you bring up to main roster, right? Because women tag team champions go to any show they really want to, but they
The
seem to be on one show.
and that's what was fine. The mistake was putting a women's tag team championship on NXT because there's not that many women on that show, regardless. So why are you gonna have now? Why are you gonna try to build tag teams on that show when you could build the tag teams on the show and then have them go to Raw, SmackDown, or have the champion come to NXT?
Right.
That made more sense.
Yeah.
So they completely did away with that, and
They
then
dropped
that's
the
what
ball,
was.
but they also, they dropped the ball with that because I think there was some inkling of that happening, but they fired they not fired Triple H, but Triple H got sick. They let go all his people, all that shit. So
That nigga's on his deathbed right now. I feel
now
bad. He's dying, yo,
he can't wrestle
and
no more.
the company is dying with it.
Listen, y'all. Listen.
The thing with the tag titles is that I feel like it was introduced way too late. If you want to put the women's tag team titles, it should have been introduced back in 2014, 2015. That's when you
Preach.
really had women tag teams. You had the Bellas, you had Team Bad, you had PCB. You also even had people coming in. You had Emma and Dana Brooke that was coming into as a team. You also had Natalia
The
and
Riot Squad.
the Riot Squad. You had all these teams. And also another thing as well too is that you had women tag teams who've been along and you don't give them titles. I still don't understand how the Riot Squad never became women's tag team champions. I still don't understand that.
But they fired both wrestlers. Well, actually, one came back and they still because I know her husband works there. His fun. He's one of the ranking rated bald cute ass. Can't
Eric,
remember his name, but yeah, it is Eric. It's not Eric.
Eric, because Eric and Ivar.
Eric and Ibar, fine ass. He has him and Sarah. Like Sarah got fired, and then we saw her at the Royal Rumble,
She was
but
at
it wasn't like she stayed or she's hired. It was just that one moment.
it was a one-off.
It was one off, right? And to me, I don't think it paid off the well. I think it should have paid off a little bit better than what it did, but it did. And then the Bellas got the shine in the fucking Royal Rumble. I still get upset about that shit because nowhere the Bella should be eliminating anybody, especially anybody fucking new, anybody that's like been putting the work in. Y'all fucking retired and got babies. Go fucking be retired. You shouldn't be eliminating anybody. Fuck out of here.
We giving the Bellas a little. I mean, the Bellas. I still think Nikki is amazing. She's an amazing wrestler.
That's fine, but they're retired. And I'm sorry, but if you have been retired for, let's say, about a whole 2 years, 3 years, something like that, and this is the first time y'all back, come on, bro. Go raise your babies. Go chill out. You shouldn't be eliminating anybody. And let's be real about it. Brie was the most talented. Just saying. She was the most talented.
I mean, I think they're both equal, but I'll give the edge over to Nikki. But
Mm.
so, I mean, I think the one thing that out of SmackDown we really should talk about is what we talked about earlier was the whole Biggie incident.
Oh man, like this is I almost want to cry a little bit, only because we've seen Daniel Bryan, we've seen Edge, Kurt Angle, right? A lot of these wrestlers have come back, even Paige, but even now Paige is fucking completely. Well, they said they won't let her wrestle, so that belly to belly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to blame?
For
I'm
me,
not sure about who's to blame, but I do. I seen it, and I have to look away. And it's kind of like and remember, like it's kind of like the what do you call it? What the WWE pay per view that just passed, where fucking what's the
Elimination
name?
Chamber. with
Which is,
Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss.
yeah. There was the
See,
Alabama.
but see, if Madcap would have gotten injured, that would have been Madcap's fault because he hooked
Right,
himself in.
right, right,
That would
right.
have been his fault.
But a belly to belly, right?
That belly to belly was perfect. It can either be one of two things. It could be that Biggie didn't go for the full turn, or it could be that Ridge didn't have a complete release.
That's what I
That
mean.
he
When you look
drove
at it,
him that far and
it
then
wasn't a
didn't
complete.
release until it was too late,
Yeah, it
and then he
wasn't a
landed
complete
on the bed.
release.
So it could be either one of those two things, and you can't tell which one it is.
It wasn't a complete release because when you see him, right, when you do a belly to belly, right, like the whole grab thing is the start point, right? It's really you're in position, but where his hands were, right, has to be a little bit higher to get to really lift the person over and protect their neck. His hands were a little too low. Even the whole point where you get together and you lock up, there's a little jumping point to that, right? On both people's part. I don't think he jumped enough for Big E to like maneuver himself over. And so when you do that, when you mishap like that, yeah, you can fuck up. And it's bad on what's the guy's name? Rick something? I
Rich
can't remember.
Holland.
Rich Hot. Like he messed up. Mind you, he's green around the gills too. Like a lot of these new cats, Mocap and Rick, like Mocap almost killed himself. Biggie is injured and is out. He's gonna be out for almost an entire fucking year now, maybe even longer. And when you do a belly to belly, there is some danger to it, right? As you see, I can't even watch it because of this type of fight. I can't even watch mocap shit because that's
I think it's more of when you go into the wrestling business, you know that you're more likely to get injured. So that's why I don't blame anybody because you go into when you go into wrestling school, you know that it's all about you're most likely there's going to be some times where you forget something. You forget to fucking head. You get to forget anything. It's
you
becoming
get your face crushed by a knee from a 450 splat.
But so, and the one thing I don't like is when people blame people because they take it. The internet take a lot. For example, Sasha Banks got taken out in the internet because of what happened with Paige.
Oh yeah.
So it really is. It sucks that they have to put a blame on somebody. So I don't put the blame on anybody because
When you say that
in wrestling.
When you say that, they blame Brodus for Edge.
That and then also, for example, and we could go back to D'Lo Brown with the whole.
Oh, and Draws. Oh my God, that oof. Oh my God.
I laugh at that one all the time.
Well, I know who to blame for Owen Hart.
Oh. Well, speaking of that,
and you know what? I don't blame his wife. I don't blame Brett. I don't blame anybody. I know exactly who to blame. Just saying.
Exactly, and as Cliffy said, how they did with Bree with Liv Morgan when Liv Morgan got injured as well too.
Yeah,
it's the internet. People just want to point the blame on somebody, but sometimes you don't have to point the blame on anybody. It happens. Wrestling
except
happens.
Mocap, he had to blame himself for that one. Mocap got to blame himself for that.
He didn't remember to tuck his neck, and now at least he's doing well right now.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Owen Hart, we got to go back to AEW because they're about to start the
Owen Hart. Yeah.
Revolution happened this Sunday.
Yeah. Great pay-per-view to me. I'm sorry, it was.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Some matches were great. I just think that there were only 2 matches that did not need to happen.
What matches? 3.5? God damn.
Yeah. I would put it at 3.5.
3.5? Yeah, I gave it a 4.5.
I think some matches don't work. It just doesn't really need to be on the pay-per-view.
Like which ones?
For me, I could have taken out the Jade and Tay match.
Really? The champion?
hmm The match for me really didn't do anything. I think the only thing I remember about that match is Jade kissing Tay.
It was pretty hot. And she came out as Jade from Mortal Kombat. I love
Yes,
that.
and then coming out as Jade in Mortal Kombat.
I
And
think
then
that should have been first, though. I think that match should have been first.
I think they first match was Eddie and Jericho.
You're right. I think too, because I'll tell you right now,
That wasn't too brutal of a match for me.
no, it wasn't. I think the problem is that the crowd felt dead by the time Jade had her match, right? And Eddie and Jericho kicked it off. Well, you know what's fucked up? The pre-show was fucking amazing.
I love the
The
pre-show.
pre-show was amazing. I
I
was
still
like,
think the 6-person tag match with the House of Black and Pac, Penta, and Eric
yeah,
was really, really good.
that was so good.
That for sure had to be one at least match of the night or runner up for match of the night.
Definitely. I think Jade should have started off. I think Jade's match should have started off the show instead of being in the middle, because I hate to say it, and I don't want to say this though, but I'll say it. I think Jade's match was concession stand match.
That was a mid card match.
That was concession stand match.
Yeah, that was a mid card match for sure.
And I don't think and as a championship match, I think they should have put her first. Then, like, what I'm saying is like put her first, right? It's a championship match. Put her first. But I don't think the build-up for that match was any.
That's why it was
good.
placed where it was. Look what was
That's why you
before
put it
it.
first, though.
The Revolution ladder match was just before that, and then right after that was CM Punk versus MJF.
Right. Everybody's breath was taken out already.
And then
Like-
that match alone, like, it ran for too long. It didn't run for a short amount of time. It
Mhm.
should have been a wash and 1, 2, 3 over, and then start the next match. But they dragged that match out a little bit. So of course, mid
Well, it
card
was
match.
an emotional match. I mean, it was an emotional match, and not to mention the nostalgia of the match too. Like,
What are you talking about?
CM Punk coming out in his
Oh, I'm not
old-
talking about that. I'm talking about the Jade match. That's
Oh!
what it was.
My bad.
There was no build up to it. It was just an extra long ass match for no reason.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that he should have. It's weird. Jade's build-ups are not hitting. Like, there's not enough women. I don't think there's not enough women that's going after her title, and there's not enough build-up for it. Right.
Well, it's a new belt.
But also too, I see. Obviously, you see stuff with Britt Baker, DM.
Yeah, but we had what her versus Thunder Rosa, and now we're getting that again next week.
I mean, what'd you think about it? I thought it was
I did not think it was a good match.
good. Oof.
I think it was too much interference.
Yeah.
And that's why I like that they're going to do the steel cage match next week. I think Thunder's taking the title next week.
Thunder's taking the title because it's her hometown too.
And it's 1 year since they had the lights out match.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day Slam was last year. They did the lights out match, which was considered match of the year.
Mhm.
And then this year, 1 year later, they're doing it again, and it's going to be in Thunder Rosa's hometown. They're giving Thunder the title.
Yeah. You know what's weird though? It's like when they do have a lot of women wrestlers there. They do.
But the thing is that let's go back to Jade. Who do you think will be the person to take the title or take the streak away from Jade?
Ty Conti.
You think it's going to be Ty?
Ty Conti. Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
if you bring this person into AEW,
You don't think? Hold up, before you continue. You don't think Ty Conti is going to take it?
No.
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 Why not?
No, definitely not.
You trying to tell me with the backing that she has, right? Like Ty Conti ain't going to do it?
No. She's cool, but no.
Okay.
I like Ty. But I don't think she's the person to take it from Jade. I think if you bring Athena into AEW, I think she could be the one to take it from Jade. And I like Jade. Jade is improving.
You think Nia would go to AEW?
No. I think Nia is done with wrestling.
She's done with wrestling for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, she wants no parts to do with wrestling.
yeah.
So she's gonna be doing a movie. She's gonna be following her cousin.
I think she's done with wrestling. Um,
No, I don't think movies. More probably modeling. She's a terrible actress. Sorry, terrible wrestler, terrible actress. Don't just
Yeah.
don't stick to modeling. You'll be cool.
I mean, she's cute though.
She
What's
gained a lot of weight though. She was smaller. She was fucking just she was a she
well,
was she was a
depression.
model like
Well,
legit.
as you know, depression has a way of doing that.
Of course, it happened to me.
Yeah, it happened to both of us. So I'm just saying.
so
Um,
what do you consider the match of the night? If for you, the match of the night at Revolution.
AEW.
Yeah, AEW Revolution match of the night.
Hmm. Come
For
back.
me, it's the dog collar, hands down.
See, I wanted to give it to it, but I loved Hangman Page's match. I really did. I loved it.
I enjoyed it up until the end. Like a lot of that stuff at the end made no sense, and then they tried to clear it up on AEW this week, and the clear up wasn't even all that great either. You know what I'm saying? Like they went from changing. I mean, I really don't know much of the Dark Order, but it looks like they were such a serious team to now being like this ragtag type of like group where like they all have bright features and stuff like that. I'm like that
Bro,
kind of makes no sense to
That's
me.
Brody Lee's group though. And they went to such high prominence, right? And and you know, I don't know what they're doing. Like, I think the last good match I've seen from any of them was Daniel Bryan versus Adam Silver.
John Silver,
John Silver, his fine ass. God damn, his sexy ass.
and that was in Long Island. That was where, yeah, that was Long Island.
Lions Long Island, yeah.
John Silver's home area.
Yeah.
But, for me, the Dark Order thing, I think Dark Order needs to disband.
It's too many
Um,
people. It's too many people. Make it smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of them need to go after the tag team titles. That's the only thing I find it kind of fucked up that you have this whole big group, right? And
It's too many factions. Like there, that's the one thing that I don't like about AEW. They have too
many
many
factions.
factions.
My friends say that too,
Too
and
many
about
factions.
too many
The
factions.
Dark Order, freaking
The ass boys.
well, that's a tag team. What was it AFHO?
Who the fuck is that?
That was the hard
Andrade House Family,
House of
whatever
Black.
thing now.
Okay. Well, now you had
Now you have House of Black. You have the one with Pac. What's the name with Pac now?
fucking know.
That triangle.
Death Triangle.
And now, now Matt Hardy has broken up
the best friends.
The
the
best
best
friends.
friend. The Matt Hardy has broken up the broken up the other group. Now he's with his brother now. By the way, Jeff Hardy's all elite, and so that comes.
I was so happy. Even though it was obvious that he was coming, I was still happy. I think I was happy just to hear the theme.
They came out on Rampage together in the old gear and everything. I thought that was so dope. Like that's gonna be super nostalgic. I think they're gonna retire with AEW.
As they should. I think
they're
they
retiring with AEW.
Yeah, and I think
That's what I want to see is the Bucks versus the Hardys.
Yeah,
I want to see that match.
Dying to see
Brothers
that.
versus brothers.
I think we're going to get Hardys versus Sting and Darby Allin first.
Okay.
It looks like it looks like they're coming in to help them out, but we might get that. Like it'll be like a sign of respect match.
I still want to see the Bucks versus Kyle O'Reilly and
Redragon.
Oh, they're building to that for sure.
I think I want to see that. Like, by the way, the tag team match that they all had, like with Jungle Boy and
At Revolution.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. So many spots.
Yes,
like
that's a thing though. I was waiting for that, and it was funny that Brad in the chat brought it up. He was like, "I'm surprised they haven't done that many spots." And then towards the ending, they did like 1,000 spots, and he's like, "Nope, I stand corrected."
Yep, yeah. Brad ain't here. He went to a concert. I hope it's not outside.
I was shocked that Jurassic Express retained it. I was shocked.
Yo, Luchasaurus is a beast.
Luchasaurus needs to go for an individual title. Him and Jungle Boy can go for individual titles right now.
Yeah, they both can go for like it would be
But what
crazy.
though?
It'd be crazy if they still keep the tag team titles and they individually go for like Jungle Boy goes for the TNT title and Luchasaurus goes for the AEW title. That would be interesting. That would be
I feel like
interesting.
we need more belts.
No. If we
I
have more
think,
belts, we have the same problem that WWE has.
I think the one belt that we need right now is a trios belt. You need a trios belt right now.
Yes, that would be dope.
You can have, because you have a lot of trios right now. You have that triangle when Ray Phoenix comes back. You have Redrag, Undisputed Era technically with Adam Cole,
It's
Kyle
undisputed.
O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. You have Jurassic Express with Christian. You
The
have
best friends.
the best friends. You have the Young Bucks when they have they can bring Omega back with them. It
Yeah.
is they can really have the tag
Dark
title.
Order. Shit.
Dark Order. They can
I
have
say give it to Dark
those
Order
things.
first.
But
This
you
is
see,
the
but
point.
you see all those factions though. You see
But
what I mean?
that you can have the tag and the trios title, and it feels fresh.
5 belts. Imagine that.
I mean,
And then people go for like regular belts.
why not?
Jurassic Express has Christian too, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, why not? I put it like this: if you have now we've seen this happen, right? And we see how it works in WWE.
we need another DX takeover from some other team.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Evolution. You have the Triple H having the main title, Ric Flair and Dave Bautista having the tag, and Randy Orton had the Intercontinental title.
IC title, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: they stationed 2 as a tag team, and then the other 2 were singles.
Right. But there's
With,
still one faction,
with
right?
DX, like almost everyone had a title, and there was like 5 titles. It was like the European Championship, Intercontinental, the Women's Championship,
Yeah.
the World Heavyweight Championship, the Tag Team Championships. They had all of that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about Evolution because Evolution is more recent, I would say, more than anything. Only because they got rid of the European title, they got rid of hardcore title, so that's more today. Like back then, they had so many titles.
Hold on, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. More recently, they've had the like
That was
Evolution.
about it.
Evolution is pretty much what would you do, like kind of how you would go by it, right? World title, Intercontinental, and tag. Now, if they didn't have a woman in there, but if you did have a woman in there, yeah, have the women's title. In this situation, AEW can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I would say because Jade is not part of any faction, but Ty Conti is. Ty Conti is.
What's
And therefore,
she part of?
The American wrestling dude with the guy who's a lesser Paul Heyman. I forgot his name. Talks a lot of shit. One of their members just became the TNT championship. What's his fucking name? Black wrestler too. I forgot his name.
Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio Sky. He just got the TNT championship, right? So now you got Scorpio Sky. Ty Conti could win the TNT title. You got one of the other guys can win the AEW title by cheating, obviously, and somebody could win the tag team. They have a whole group. Or you do it with Dark Order, right? Adam Page is already AEW champion, right?
But I don't think he sees himself as
I know. Just hear
full
me out.
member.
I know. Hear me out. You already have him as considering he is one of them. You already have him as a champion. Then you get the TNT title. Put it on John Silver. And then you have the tag team title. You can put it on any one of the people on the Dark Order that's a tag team. Put it on one of them. Any one of them, really. Because what's the big dude's name? I forgot. Big muscle dude. Got his name, but he's a tag team. But yeah, you could do it. It wouldn't be a bad thing to do. And if you do with the Dark Order, you have a trios. You have a trio title. Have them have all the titles. The problem is that the Dark Order has dropped ever since Brody Lee died,
Yeah,
and
they don't have a leader, and what do you call it? Hangman could be that leader, but I don't think he wants that. I think they're
nah,
veering him away from that. So
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's his thing. You know what I mean? That's why like you need someone a little more solidified. So someone like what's his face?
John Silver.
No, Kenny Omega. He's the one that'll be able to do something like that because he can
What?
he can grab everyone that's on his team. Anyone who's elite can do that. You know what I'm saying? So you have what he just recently did it by himself. Like, come on, he had 4 belts.
Yeah,
He had 4 belts on his own. If he would have had the Young Bucks with him or anything else like that, they would be completely destroying everything, having the tag team titles and all that. And I think that's what they're trying to get away from. They want other people to see these titles and things like that. But Kenny Omega just recently did that whole title thing by himself, which I thought was the dopest thing. Like, how do you go to other companies and just say, "Hey, I'm taking your championship," and then go to your home show and just say, "Well, I'm rocking the AAA."
hear you. I definitely hear you. I'll be right back. Yeah, go ahead. You talk about yourself.
Okay, no problem. So with because I heard a little bit about things that's going on right now. So with AEW with the tag titles and with the trios and them needing a leader for Dark Order, in my honest opinion, I think it ran its course.
Mhm.
It went from Dark Order being this faction where join us, join us, join us, to now, besides being Hangman's people, what do they do now?
Exactly.
Like
They do
disband
nothing.
them or just have a few people there and they're good to go. Because some of them can really be individual wrestlers if you give them the chance. Like 10 could be 10 can go for the TNT title if you wanted to. You also
I didn't even know he could speak. I thought they had him mute. He had the mask on and all that stuff.
hmm?
And then they brought him out and I was like, "Wait, he talks? Okay, that's cool, I guess." I thought he
Yeah,
was just this big meathead that didn't talk. He had the mask on. He just went around thrashing people. Because I never, like, out of all the time of me watching it, I never heard him speak. Then I heard him speak the other day. He's like, "Come on, guys, let's, we're here for each other." I'm like, "Oh, don't do that."
Why you? Why, ugh. Ah,
yeah, you have. For me right now, AEW is doing great, but I have a fear with AEW right now. They're going to sign too many people, and some people are going to go to the background.
mm,
I think we're gonna get more shows.
yeah, yeah.
Hopefully,
Especially with what. By the way, we have to say some people that are all elite now. Swerve is all elite now.
Who?
that match with Tony Nese was really, really good on Rampage.
I
Just
forgot Tony
I
Nese was there.
I didn't even get a chance to watch that match. It was good.
I
yeah,
forgot.
it was good.
I forgot Tony Nese left WWE a minute ago.
Yeah, Tony Nese has been with AEW for a bit.
Yeah.
They also had Mark Quinn versus Darby Allin, which was good. It was a good Rampage.
Yeah.
And they had um, Mercedes Martinez versus Jamie Hayter.
Mercedes is Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Why did I say Mercedes? Mercedes is really good. I could
Mhm.
see her taking on Jade.
But
That
they're
would be
building but they're building her up so weak.
They are, and
yeah.
I don't like it.
She lost due to a clothesline. Is that her finisher?
Ooh, Jade's.
No.
No.
Okay,
The chick she faced last night.
Jamie.
Yeah, is that her finisher? A clothesline?
I
Was
don't.
it like clothesline from hell, or was it? Because
It was a pretty strong lariat for sure. But
Probably. I have to.
I have to look at it again because I don't
Jane
remember.
Hater is really, really good. I love her theme. And to me, I thought she was going to be the one to take the title from Britt. But it's not going to happen. And
yeah. So Mercedes, they are building her weak. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with her. I just don't think they need to do that. William Regal is all elite now. But like, did anybody tear up a little bit when
I
he
was
came out?
happy. And then when he started talking on Dynamite, my heart.
Yeah. Like, I'm
My
so like, I have the utmost respect for William Regal beyond belief, right?
heart.
And like, he is like when he came in that ring and smacked fucking and smacked Mox and then smacked Brian, it was like, I taught you better than this. And it hit me. Like
It was
almost,
like a father seeing his kids fighting and
yeah.
just like, y'all gotta work together.
Yeah. And now they're a tag team. Fuck me. They're
I'm a little iffy about the tag team. However, I'm just gonna let it run.
I just don't need Moxley and Brian to be a tag team. I need them to go for titles. Especially like there's no reason why Daniel Bryan can't go after the TNT title or Moxley can't go after that. Like
they're
there's no
too
reason.
they're too big, but this is to make a statement on what they can actually do. So they're gonna put them together. They'll most likely eventually get the titles, and they're gonna create this faction
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be just them training people to be as vicious and psychotic as the both of them.
Ah,
So
okay.
we're going to get a lot of people who are gonna be it's gonna be a lot of technical brawlers on that team, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not a brawler, they're technical wrestlers, or they're both one and the same. And it's just
So
gonna
no
be
more.
a team of just people violating. That's gonna be the faction to start grabbing all the belts, like I was saying, guaranteed.
So no more triangle choke flexing. Yo, he'd be like, "I got you, bitch. I got you."
I'm sorry to go off topic because I have to leave in a few minutes. The
Yeah,
one
go ahead.
I want to discuss is with NXT. Dolph Ziggler,
This is an NXT champion.
the NXT champion. I was floored.
Like, why? Why?
This is the one title change this week. I was like, no.
Don't understand. I don't understand.
I like Ziggler. I
I
really
love him.
He is a future Hall of Famer. Absolutely, 100%.
The best seller in WWE ever.
There is no way in hell you should have taken that title off of Braun Breaker this soon.
Because he's going to main roster for sure.
They're throwing him main
football.
roster quick, and because Ciampa's already on main roster now.
Yeah, they're moving. They moved all the people that they needed to move to main roster is being moved to main roster within the next few weeks. Braun Breaker's going.
Yep.
Ciampa's going. We saw
I'm
Butch,
surprised LA Knight is not on main roster.
aka Pete Dunne.
What was that name?
Yeah, what the fuck was Butch? Butch
Queen.
Butch Queen. Like, word? Butch?
And with the top
can't
knot,
be Pete Dunne?
that killed me. I was so upset. Like, why? But you know,
like we don't like WWE. Whoever is in fucking charge of creative, please stop. You don't need to change names. They already made a name for themselves. Pete Dunne, he was a UK champion, so now he's fucking Butch.
This is Vince. This is Vince just loving these names. You have Butch. You have Gunther. You have
Dewdrop. There's some really good shit.
Who else had a name change? There was one other person that had a name change recently. Oh God, who was it? Somebody did, but
It don't like
it's just these name changes are
it's
not
ridiculous.
necessary. And even still, when Walter comes out, when Gunther comes out, they still say
Walter.
Walter. The other name change I was thinking about was Keith Lee, but he was Bearcat Keith Lee. But now
Did you hear by the way, did you hear the interview what he did with Jericho?
I did not, and I still have to catch up on Talking Jericho. So
Dax and Cash had an interview with
I heard it
Renee.
was really, really good.
I just wanted to sit there and look at Dax and Dash and be like, oh, daddies. No,
And
daddy and young cub.
And then the other tag title that changed hands, Scorpio Sky, is the new TNT champion.
You're right.
Which
I'm fine with that because Sammy
I'm
was
fine with that.
Sammy. That in the next picture, Sammy was on vacation. I was like, got you.
I'm absolutely fine with Scorpio Sky being the TNT champion.
They needed a title. That group had that faction right there has been there. Like they haven't really been doing that much. Like, but I mean, they've done a lot of stuff to hold with the storyline with Jericho, the storyline with Cody. Yeah. So,
but does Wardlow lose that championship match next week?
Yes, absolutely. MJF is not going to forget. MJF is going to annihilate him.
Oh yeah,
MJF and Wardlow for Double or Nothing, and I think that right. Is going to be the match where Wardlow gets free from his contract.
Yes. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. You know what? I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
like
Swerve is. So I just want to say Swerve is there without a faction, but you know, I'm okay with that.
He needs to be an individual wrestler.
He doesn't need a faction.
Keith Lee. How did everybody feel about Keith Lee at Revolution?
I'm fine.
Fine. He looked a lot better than that first debut match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
COVID. Here's my thing with and this is just COVID related. It's not even wrestling related. COVID is a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. You had it twice.
I had it once.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I had it once too.
You had it? Now, I'm not the most athletic person, but I always kept myself in some type of shape. I walk everywhere. I can't even walk a few blocks without getting winded now.
Wow.
You know, COVID really destroys your lungs. It destroys pretty much anything, especially if you're athletic. Some people do get away with, being able to continue to do what they got to do, but some people are sluggish as hell. I remember going to the gym not too long ago, and I couldn't bear. Like, I would go to the gym and sit there for an hour or two just working out. I couldn't even work out for like 15-20 minutes because I was already like just exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that could just be from everything being on lockdown and me not going to the gym regularly. But there should have been no way that I couldn't survive at least 15-20 minutes of working out.
Not for nothing. Going to the gym during COVID was a little scary.
So with him, he's definitely dealing with those effects. You know what I'm saying? Being able to pick things up and put them down. Running around. He's a big high flyer. You know what I'm saying? He likes jumping around and doing stuff. So it's probably taking him a really long time to recover from that, because you can recover to an extent, especially if you were extremely healthy, and he was pretty healthy. So
I know when he was when he got fired, right? He was actually in the gym and like retraining his body and stuff like that, and because it was posting pictures on his personal Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, I saw him like,
Yeah, but he was great at Revolution. The Face of Revolution match, I liked it. I think there was some spots that were a little iffy, but you know what? The right person won the Face of Revolution.
What's the name? Ricky. What's the name? Hurt his head because he got power bombed on the ladder. Ricky Starks. Yeah, he got. But they said he'd be fine. Like he's not broken or anything like that. He's just a little bump, but he said he'd be fine. So.
Well, didn't they attack Keith Lee this week?
Yep, and Haas like fucking like yeah. He was it Spine Buster? Was it Spine Buster? Something like that. He slammed him though. So it's gonna be black on black crime. Keith Lee versus Haas coming soon.
All right, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. But thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
I
You have
will
a
see you
great
guys
day.
later. All right.
Take it easy.
Later.
Yeah.
So what was the end of here?
I mean, that's pretty much it for the show.
Yeah.
You know,
SmackDown was okay. I
SmackDown
mean,
was okay.
Raw
Raw
was
was okay. You know,
uh,
like you didn't have Brock on Raw. You didn't have Roman on SmackDown.
it's funny
So
because a lot of these wrestlers are getting injured.
you're building these stories and you're not having half your roster on the show. Makes no sense when we're in WrestleMania season.
Right. So, and what makes it even worse is that Big E was not going to be in any WrestleMania light. In other words, I would have loved to have seen a triple threat, right, match with Brock and Roman. Because he never really asked for a rematch with the fucking title, and it's the same thing they did with Kofi Kingston. They never really. It's never like, oh, I got a rematch clause. Brock invoked that shit real quick, but he
So
never
here's my thing. Brock is the superstar, so he gets what he wants.
always.
Versus them doing away with the rematch clause, because nobody, if you look at it, no one has recently done any type of rematches unless they were, this huge superstar.
Well,
And again, we haven't seen any type of rematch clauses being put into effect after the match was over. The next person goes, and that's it.
Sami Zayn just got the Intercontinental title and lost it, and he, lost it last
That's
night.
Yeah, but you see
That was
that's
a rematch clause.
but you see that storyline.
Yeah,
See what I'm
but it's
saying? That
only to further
storyline.
Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. And they gave and they put the title on Ricochet, right? Which, by the way, I'm not saying that he fucking hasn't deserved it a long time ago. But at the same time, it's like you have Ricochet, you have Finn Balor now, is United States champion,
They're
from
putting
beating Damien.
they're putting the titles on people who deserve to have these titles on them.
Yeah. Also, too, here's another thing. Now I got a feeling. I'm always sure about my feeling.
That tonight's gonna be.
I got a feeling. I got the strongest feeling that the only reason that they put the title on Finn Balor and Ricochet is to keep them there. And because I'm pretty sure Ricochet was 1 foot out the door, and Finn Balor was definitely 1 foot out the door.
I mean, I could still be 1 foot out the door with a championship.
True, but this gives you a little bit more like, maybe I'll stay a little bit. But
No. What would have made me stay if they would have been like, all right, we can't have this unification match, so we're gonna put you in the mix of this whole Brock, and you know what I'm saying? Like that would have made
yeah,
more
like,
sense.
and that's what I'm saying. Like the whole unification match, I think it would have been. I don't know. I'm not too sure about it, but I just think that they're keeping them. Ricochet.
I don't like the brand splits. And I've always hated the brand splits from day one, from way
Mm,
back when.
not me.
I don't like the brand splits. I don't like the fact that we have all these championships and it's to be number one on your show. That makes no sense.
So you rather have the United States and Intercontinental on both shows, meaning like can move through the both shows.
I would rather every title be able to be moved through all the shows like it used to be.
I kind of I like that. I like
It,
that,
it makes for better storylines because you're not just
including
keeping.
champion versus champion, United States versus Intercontinental, right?
Yeah,
We've had that before. That's why I never understood. Like,
they used to do that a lot. United States versus Intercontinental, European versus Intercontinental. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
just at this point in time, like, I don't like Intercontinental. Pretty much represents
like
every.
look at AEW. They have the FTW championship. When does that get defended? Never.
Why do you need it? That's the point.
Why is it needed? Because it never gets, it never gets.
It's not even relevant.
It was always with people who belong to Taz's team.
Right. So it's not
That has it.
relevant. And the thing about that's what I mean by it's not
Now,
relevant.
if Keith Lee were to take it, it makes it relevant.
How?
Because Keith Lee can now take it. He's not part of Taz's team.
I get it, but
He's not part of Team
meaningless.
Taz.
But it's meaningless.
So it's you say that now because it makes no sense for you to even have the championship. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But here's the thing too. Like Kenny Omega, he had 2 fucking titles, AEW, and he had the TNT, not TNT, the TNA championship. Meaningful, right? Very meaningful.
And the AAA title.
Oh shit, yeah, he had that too. So those are meaningful championships, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Now Christian Cage, hold on.
The TNA championship was
Christian Cage won that though.
Yeah.
And then he lost it. So it was meaningful, right? It meant something. When you have
but that's a world title though. You see what I'm saying? You can't compare a world title to that title.
Still, at the same time, it's meaningful because it's representing another show. And so when you have the FT what the fuck is the title? FTW is meaningless. Now the TNA title meaningful. Even if you have the women's knockout championship and you have the AEW championship, like let's say Britt Baker really wanted to do that shit, it's meaningful. That means
they're world titles. You're putting a world title.
But it's more meaningful to have that
it's
versus
meaningful because it's a world title.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
No, it's not the whole point.
Yes.
If you're gonna make a title meaningful, then you have to get it off of somebody. Like the women's champion, the AEW Women's Championship, I do not care for. It's a world title. Why don't I care for it? Because it's been on Britt Baker for fucking so long. Give it to someone else. See what I'm saying? Thunder Rose is gonna have it. It's gonna mean something at that point.
Okay, but not saying it didn't mean anything before. And they changed the title, by the way. They changed the way it looked, by the way.
Yeah, and I think it looks a lot better.
Yeah, because it looked like too much of the TNA women's knockout championship. The oval fucking plates and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it looked too much like that. So now it looks like the AEW.
Well, they wanted to go classic, and the classic women's championships were like that.
So. Yeah. But like I said, like because they're world champions are meaningful, the FT that doesn't mean shit. I'd rather have something that's more meaningful than anything.
It don't mean anything, and to make it meaningful, you need to take it off of.
If Keith Lee gets it, it still won't mean shit.
It won't until it has to mean something.
Okay, FTW. What is that? What does it do? Like, what is not going to do anything? It doesn't do anything.
Intercontinental Championship doesn't do anything. The United States
WWE it doesn't.
It doesn't do anything.
In WWE it doesn't. At one point it did.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same concept.
No,
it's the same concept.
The TNT title means something. It actually has fucking meaning
because it keeps going from person to person to person to person.
The FTW don't mean shit because
it's not leaving no one but Team Taz.
Even if it
leaves Team Taz, it'll be fucking something.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
Nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger.
It has to leave Team Taz, and then Team Taz will always go after that belt. It's always going to be something. If it's not Keith Lee, it'll be Hook separating himself from that or trying to get rid of Ricky Starks.
But even that, it's a nothing burger. It's a nothing.
It's nothing right now.
Even if doesn't matter who holds it, it's a nothing burger.
But it's the same thing as those other titles.
No.
The only title that makes sense on AEW is the TNT title besides the world titles.
TBS too, yes, because they're on TBS now.
Yeah, but the reason why it makes sense is because it's on someone who's undefeated. That's one. With the TNT title, it's going to people who deserve those titles. It's building up those people to put them towards AEW championships.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right.
But when you go to WWE with the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, It's not doing anything for anyone.
It used to.
It used to, but it's not.
It's
And
not.
now putting it on these people that deserve to have it, it will make sense again.
I'm not
See what I'm
arguing
saying?
that fact. I'm arguing the ATW championship. Like,
It's
'cause
the same thing.
it's
I'm not
not.
gonna. You know what?
It's-
I'm not gonna say nothing any else. It's the same thing. If you take FTW championship off of it and slap United States championship on there, it's going to be the same fucking thing.
No, it's not, because one, those championships.
I need Brad here. Brad, where are you, Brad? Damn it.
No, because those championships in WWE actually have long history meaningfulness.
No shit.
FTW don't mean nothing to
No
nobody.
shit.
No matter.
No shit.
But even
Then
if you
why?
put it
Then
over-
why have it? Then why have it? One, why have it? And why defend it?
Who's defending it?
Ricky Starks defends it. Yes.
Please, barely.
It's
Barely.
not him. Exactly.
Barely.
Exactly.
It don't, because you know why? It's just there, just to be there.
Yes,
a
it's just
knuckleburst.
there to be there until they make it something. That's what I'm saying. They gotta make it something,
Listen.
and there's ways to do that.
Nope.
There's ways to
I
do
don't
that.
think
Unless
anybody
they
holding
scrap
that
the whole
title-
championship, they can do something with it.
I don't
It
think
just- it
anybody
means
holding that
nothing now.
title will mean anything. That's what I mean. Anybody holding that title, it don't mean nothing.
Right now, it don't mean nothing. It only means that you're
even
part
with
of Team
Ricky
Taz.
Starks, it don't mean shit.
That's what I'm
please.
saying. It only means that you're part of Team Taz because only people from Team Taz have held it. Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks. Like, I don't even know who else has hold it. But you know what? That's what it is.
Taz has held it. Team Taz. Like
Taz, but Taz is not wrestling. Taz didn't.
No, that's what I
Taz
mean,
didn't
like-
forfeit the belt or nothing like that. He had that belt for years when
right.
he was in his ECW days, and he brought it back. It's an old championship, so you can eat a dick because that means it has history. Fuck you. I sign off.
It has a little bit of history. Not longer than Intercontinental and United States Championship.
Intercontinental Championship is not that fucking old.
Yes, it is.
No, it's fucking not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's fucking not.
Yes, it is. Longer than the
No, it's fucking
FTW
not.
Championship.
They had to have an Intercontinental Championship because they had the European Championship, and they decided to do away with the European
First championship was
and
Pat
brought in
Patterson.
the Intercontinental Championship.
Let's not.
So
Pat
it
Patterson
doesn't
was the
have
first
that-
champion. Let's go there. And that
It has history. I'm not saying it don't have history.
it has
but,
long fucking history.
but that's what I'm saying.
Ladder
You
matches.
just proved my
yeah, but
my
if
point.
one person hold the fucking title,
You
and
proved my
it
point.
don't mean shit.
That moved around ECW, son.
Did it really move to ECW?
Yes, that
Did
title
it
moved
move
around ECW.
The way
That
it should
title
have.
moved
Did it
around
really?
ECW.
Did it really?
Yes.
Did it really? I don't
Yes.
think it did.
And they didn't even have titles like that. They had the main title.
They had the main title.
What else they had?
I believe they were the first ones to do a hardcore title.
Why would you have a hardcore title on a hardcore show?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they were the first ones. No, they had tag titles. They did have.
That's all they had because fucking
have tag
Dudleys were tag team champions there.
Yeah, because the Dudley Boys were tag champions.
Anywho.
Anyway, we're getting off this FTW bullshit because it don't matter.
Listen.
Anyway,
WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania has already begun.
Has it though? Is it even meaningful?
I don't care for WrestleMania this year. I do want to see Kevin Owens get fucking a mud hole stomped. As Stone Cold is going to be opening up a can of whoop ass on him.
Did you hear Booker T said he wanted to fight Kevin Owens?
Yeah,
he's from Texas too.
Everybody from Texas want to fight him.
Undertaker.
Even JBL said something.
Yeah, JBL, Undertaker, Booker T, Shawn, Stone Cold. I'm just one more person I'm looking at. Goldberg lives in Texas now too, so.
But he's not from Texas.
No, not from Texas, but
all those people that you named are from Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I would have is Kevin Owens? Wait, hold up. I named all those people, right? Is Kevin Owens going to be one of those people that get beat up by everybody from fucking Texas?
No, it's just going to be Stone Cold. It's just going to be Stone Cold.
I shit you not. If they bring in JBL and
JBL wants no sauce.
Listen. If they get JBL and Booker T and they got Stone Cold already, right? and not saying the Undertaker's gonna be there, he's retiring. But if the Undertaker shows up, if they do that whole thing again where they beat up one fucking person, like DX beats up one person, like who they beat up?
Nah, I don't
If
think
they do that
that'll be the
shit,
case.
if they do that shit to Kevin Owens, I'm done.
But you're putting Stone Cold into that mix where he should it'll potentially be
Right.
a
I'm
match.
not saying that that's not happening.
You're
I'm
you would
saying when they
you
bring
would
the whole entire people, wrestlers
you
from
would
Texas.
take away from that. You would take away from that doing that. You
Mhm.
don't want to take away from Stone Cold.
Listen, if they do it, I'm done.
I'm telling you, that's not happening because
We'll
you would
see.
take away from the enigma that is Stone Cold.
We'll see.
The same thing like Undertaker. Why would you have Undertaker be involved in that shit?
He's from Texas. Born and
Yes,
raised.
but why would you have him involved in that?
From Texas.
It makes no sense. You
mentioned
destroy
Texas.
his enigma.
He mentioned Tech. He would be the last one to do something.
But
He
you
mentioned
would
Texas.
destroy his
They'll just beat up Kevin Owens.
WrestleMania enigma. It
They-
makes no sense.
They'll just beat up Kevin Owens. That's what they do, and they walk out, have a beer, and they all do the cheer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens
nah.
goes,
If they did that,
do it,
if
I'm
they
done.
did that, it would be stupid. But I don't see that happening. You don't take away from a Stone Cold experience.
Mm.
You don't take away from Stone Cold experience.
I mean, shit. Yeah, but just saying, if they do
The only thing that they did with that was they had fucking Stone Cold being the host of WrestleMania, but it was
they do it.
him.
They
It
used
was
to do it
him, The Rock, and Hulk Hogan.
They used to do that shit every
Mount Rushmore.
WrestleMania. They used to do that every WrestleMania where they have whoever old superstar, whatever the case may be, in the ring, the young fucking wrestler talking shit, blah blah blah, and they all beat him up. It's not far-fetched. It's not like they haven't done it. They've done it before.
Yeah, but it's that versus a
Stone
call
Cold's
out
done it more
directly
than
to Stone
once.
Cold.
Stone Cold has done it more than once.
Yes, but it's a direct call out to Stone Cold Steve Austin that makes it a thing. You don't add no one else to that mix.
We'll see.
You know what I'm saying? That you don't add nobody to. That's like The Rock. When The Rock came out and he started talking shit and freaking what's the name? Bray Wyatt came out. That made sense. He was by himself.
Yeah.
You don't take away from that.
It's not like The Rock calling out the Nation of Domination. No. But I'm just saying, like, we'll see what happens. Because
yes,
I got a feeling. I got a bad feeling.
I can see something like that happening, but due to the fact that this is a Stone Cold related thing, and it's because Stone Cold is being called out, it's going to be him and him only.
I'm not saying the call out's not prominent, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I do see it happen and seeing that version of it happening towards the end. I'm saying, yes. Because here's the thing: what if Seth Rollins is involved with the whole Kevin Owens and Stone Cold thing? What if he is?
Seth Rollins is fighting Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and this is what's happening, guaranteed. We're most likely getting Cody Rhodes next week on Monday.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. I like I said,
we're gonna get Cody Rhodes on Monday because look at Seth Rollins right now. He's on a media blackout. Go to his Twitter, go to his Instagram. Everything is blacked out.
Last time I saw Seth Rollins on Twitter or Instagram was when Becky got the mark from Bianca's fucking hair.
And
he was sitting there. He looked mad. He was just he looked mad, bro. I never seen Seth Rollins look completely mad. He was just like, I don't know, like how mad he really was, but he looked fucking pissed that she got a fucking bruise right here, right under her, like right here where she got slapped with her hair, and it was more than one. It was more than one bruise though. It was like more than one mark, and I was like, damn.
Hold up.
We'll see what happens. I'm not sure. By the way, Brad can't eat Chinese food no more. That we have to. Brad can't eat Chinese food no more. No more.
This is his page right now.
When did this happen?
A few days ago. After March 7th, this match right here.
Oh, because he walked away from like the ring and okay, I can see.
Well, that was because they lost. So when they lost,
yeah, that's what I mean. He walked away and
Kevin Owens sat by the ring.
Yep.
He walked away mad as hell. and then Blackout.
Yeah.
His name is not even here. I think it said Seth freaking Rollins here.
Yeah,
It's
it is
not here
Blackout.
anymore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just dots. Same. His Instagram is the same thing.
Yeah, I can see that. Speaking of, I saw his name pop up. I didn't realize we didn't talk about it. Cesaro's free. Cesaro is finally fucking free. Finally fucking free. Years
And he
of
doesn't have a
not
clause,
using
right?
him. Huh?
He doesn't have a clause, right?
No. He's like walked away any time. He was supposed to sign on a new contract, but he just didn't want.
I
Bro,
wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't want to. Years and years of being fucking just not used correctly and not understanding it. Fuck out of here. Now, is he going to be all elite, or is he going to be TNA?
I need him to go to Japan.
Well, the thing is, Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. There's going to be a new show. You know that, right? Especially, I think it's going to be headline run by William Regal. I got a feeling.
I don't think William Regal would do that. I don't think he would want to be general manager again of a show.
I think so. Think about it. Ring of Honor can be their NXT,
which would make sense,
right? So who would be better in charge of that? William fucking Regal.
C1 and C6 are indeed fractured, not displaced.
Oh damn, that sucks. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna pull this up. I think this will be the.
Is this Big E's neck thing?
Yeah, it's an update.
Is that when he's in?
No. He had an update video like last night. There's a new update video that he just put out.
So, damn, even I just realized even Bobby Lashley's hurt too because of those German suplexes he took wrong. He took them shits wrong. You saw it too, right? I think it was like the second or third suplex he got. I know it was after Bobby German suplex Brock. And then when Brock did it again, I think that's when he got injured.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll leave the show on this.
So I got some really good news. All things considered, the C1 and C6 are indeed fractured, not displacement though, which is a very good thing. And I don't have any damage to my spinal cord, no ligament damage, and no surgery, which I'm very thankful for. And a pro tip, if you're gonna break your neck, do it in Birmingham. They've been great. Everyone here at UAB has been great. But for real, it's meant a ton to me that so many of you have been so kind and reached out, stopped in to see me, texted me. I know I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I am very grateful. And I'm gonna be all right. It's a blessing.
And there you go. Positive words from my man Big E.
Still though, it's the fact that it happened.
I mean, it happens. This is their sport. You know what I'm saying? They got to understand the risk that it comes with.
I mean, we saw a broken arm when we went to AEW.
And he fully understands that. You know what I'm saying? Well, dislocated. He didn't break it. He dislocated it.
Bro.
But I still saw it.
We still saw that shit. Dude, we saw that shit getting carried out. We were like, oh, what the fuck? We were like, yeah, makes you want to scratch your arm. Yeah, scratch your arm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we saw that live. We saw that live.
That was funny though, because I caught it and everyone was like, no, he didn't. I was like, he broke his arm. Dog.
We all stood up. We were standing up for like what, 15 minutes. Even the match was going on. We was like, yo, his arm is dangling.
Good shit, man.
All right.
Good shit.
Well, what's the next? WrestleMania is not until April.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the next thing. So it's just build up to Double or Nothing in May and build up to WrestleMania in April.
Wait a minute, isn't Double or Nothing have like a Royal Rumble type of thing, right?
Yeah, the Casino Battle Royale.
Cesaro shows up.
I said that already.
Yeah,
In the group chat, I said that Cesaro could be the Joker.
Yes, because he didn't have a
normally-
clause. He had no
nor-
clause on him.
Normally, it's a debut.
Yeah, it's Cesaro.
So
And
Cesaro could take some time off right now. Chill.
he already is. He already has. Remember,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He could take some time off right now and chill, and then come Double or Nothing. He can come out as the Joker.
who do you think it would go after? Like, well, it's a Royal Rumble match, so we'll see what happens. Because I'm curious because he has to be the Joker. Because it wasn't Jeff Hardy last year. Everybody thought it was going to be Jeff Hardy last year.
Who was it last year? It was what's his face? Oh, wasn't it Leo Rush?
Yeah, it was Leo Rush, and now he left too. But yeah, he's doing his OnlyFans.
He was a disappointment. So
yeah. Kind of leeching off Dante for a little bit too much, but
yeah, that was disappointing.
But anyway, let's hope Double or Nothing. The wild card is the Joker is Cesaro, because that would be amazing.
Yeah, there's a few options, but for now, I have my hopes up for Cesaro.
Yep.
But I feel like he should go to New Japan
for a little bit. How long are you talking?
For a little bit, maybe hold like the U.S. Championship over there.
I forgot they had one.
Yeah, they had one. The IWGP US champion. Freaking John Moxley was that champion.
That's right.
Before he came to AEW, and then he brought that title to AEW.
Jericho, no, Jericho fought him for it.
Yeah, Jericho fought him for it. And then he went back to New Japan, did an event there and lost it there.
Yep.
And then went back to AEW.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can end it on Big E's positive note, and hopefully he gets better. And I know WrestleMania ain't happening for him, but maybe SummerSlam, but maybe not. Probably Royal Rumble.
You think so? I mean, I think he'd be
neck injury. I'll say this: neck injury, WWE takes super serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's
anything.
At least it's a fracture. It's not a displacement.
Yeah, anything.
No surgery is needed.
I would say this: anything neck or head, they take even more seriously.
They have to, because they'll get sued
because of one person.
The best in the world. Have a good night. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah.